Hello, my LGBT cuties, and welcome back to another episode of A Jaded Gay. I'm Rob Lovelace, and have you ever been referred to as someone's gay best friend? Well, at the most basic level, the gay best friend, or GBF, is the sassy, stylish, emotionally supportive sidekick who exists to prop up a straight main character. Urban Dictionary even frames the trope as an accessory, a must-have friend for the popular crowd, or the key for straight men hoping to impress a girl. And that's really where the stereotype sits, as a character built for someone else's story. For years, the GBF archetype was everywhere. Films like Mean Girls, Clueless, The Devil Wears Prada, and shows like Will & Grace painted gay characters as witty, flamboyant, and sexless counterparts. They offered fashion tips, comedic relief, and emotional labor, but rarely their own depth, desires, or narrative arc. In fact, The Guardian once called the GBF TV's laziest cliché because it allowed studios to include gay characters without confronting their full humanity. And while these portrayals weren't always malicious and sometimes even beloved, they created a narrow expectation for what gay men were supposed to be. One screenwriter even described the trope as a kind of eunuch character, lovable but intentionally desexualized so networks could appear inclusive without challenging audiences. Now, outside of media, these expectations can spill into real life. Writers and psychologists have pointed out that labeling someone as a gay best friend can subtly reinforce the idea that their sexuality defines their role in a friendship. Instead of being seen as a full, complex person, the GBF becomes a confidant, a stylist, a therapist, or a cheerleader. Basically, a curated accessory. And for many queer people, especially when they're young, that pressure to fit the stereotype can feel isolating. Of course, not all portrayals have been shallow. Over time, gay characters began growing beyond the trope. Films like Love, Simon and Crazy Rich Asians offered more dimensional roles, characters with love, conflict, agency, and a story of their own. More LGBTQ+ creators behind the scenes have also helped shift representation toward authenticity rather than caricature. Ultimately, the gay best friend trope isn't just a cute character type. It's a reflection of how queer identities have been simplified for mainstream consumption. And the more we recognize these patterns, the better we can push for representation that's nuanced, diverse, and created by the people actually living these experiences. So if you're interested in more information on queer culture, identity, and media representation, check out the podcast episode and blog post linked below. And remember, every day is all we have, so you gotta make your own happiness.